Right, hello again folks, welcome back to the channel. On this video we're going to do the dashboard, fill in that hole there we no longer need, as it's that was when it was left hand drive, now right hand drive of course. I did have the bit that I cut out of this side. Hang on, get me bearings right there. So trying to do this mirror fashion. Tried to cut, I did intend to keep that bit to use for filling in that bit there, but I seem to have lost it or scrapped it, or it's vanished down the black hole of infinity that nobody ever gets anything out of ever again. So I'm going to make up a new piece. Okay, so this is the offending hole. Now I'm going to leave, there's a little lip on this, I'm going to leave that on there and weld in between that and there, so that little lip will help keep the shape of the metal. Bit of a mess there, but that's all up behind the dash anyway. The bit that really needs to be nice is this along here. Got two little holes there, let's see if I can try and weld up. Square there and a circle there to get rid of. And bolt there I need to undo and take out the way. So that's the challenge for today. As you can see, I've got the floor covered in something suitably flammable, so when I weld it, this will no doubt catch fire and cause chaos. Got a thingy mat, which is one of those things you sling over a wing on the floor there. Came with my pile of stuff from Silverline previously. When people were giving me stuff, they seem to have stopped doing that for whatever reason, I don't know. So that's the plan. Let's crack on and see what mess we can make of this. Right, so I've got a bit of metal ready, vaguely the same sort of shape-ish, and I want to replicate that bend there. So what I'm going to just simply do is put this somewhere in shape, mark the centres-ish of where the bend needs to be, get that bend sorted first, then we can worry about the next bit. Okie dokie, so the bend we want to replicate is that, and that fits nicely over my little bit of 20mm solid bar. So I've got that cranked up in the vise, and simply I'm just going to go around it like that, if it's not too long. Oh, there we are, perfect. Right, get my goggles on. Something like that. Okay, that's not a million miles off. Let's try that against the car. Right, that's not too bad. We can work with that, I reckon. Check that side's the same. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so my next plan is simply hold it up against there and draw around it from behind. Very, very complicated stuff, this. And to do that, I'm going to use my jigsaw with a 24 TPI of 2 teeth per inch metal blade on it, and I find this works really well. I think I've already gone too far and cut it too short. This one. Typically the bit I don't want, it doesn't really matter, is cut tidy. The bit that matters are miles off. So when I put the pen through, I must have gone through at an angle. Bother. Okay, plan B then. Scrap that bit and start again. Let's make a paper template. Should have done this first of all. trying to be clever, trying to do things differently. Stick to what you know. Right, okay, so that's the shape we actually want. Let's try again. Use this at work. But it's not wanting up. Right, I've cut out another piece of metal, same size as that, and we'll start again. Okay, let's try that again with a new piece. So, mark the centre of the bend here now instead. Okay, that's fitting in there reasonably nicely. If we get the bend in the right place, you'll be laughing. Yeah, that's not bad. We can work with that. Get a bit of trimming to make it fit more accurately. I think we're onto something there. In fact, what I think I might be inclined to do now, rather than getting backwards or forwards too much here, is actually weld this bottom piece in nice and as flush as I can possibly get it, and this top piece can just go down to wherever it goes to, because it's not that important. It's outside. I can sort of trim around it as we go in. But I think I can get that bottom piece in quite nicely. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Right, next step, clean all this off to clean metal and then get the welder on it. Right, not the most attractive welding I've ever done. Struggling to get my welder dialed in today for some reason. Can't work out why. I've not used it for a while, so maybe it just needs a bit of use. But we can grind these off now and see where we're at, and then we'll look at filling those up and sorting out over here. So I'll grind that off and see what we got. But it's not quite the metal finish I was hoping for, or aiming for at least. But it's not a million miles off. A little skimmer filler, even high build primer will take that up. But there, I think I'll probably just go with a little skimmer filler across there. So next is fill these holes in and sort that out over there. Right, okay, I may have a bit of a rethink on this bit. Rather than fighting with trying to make things fit exactly there, do because there's a lot of welding in a small space there, is get a bit of steel and just cover the lot up. So I do a cut and butt job on that, so you can sort of curl it around there, I suppose. But that's my thinking there. That's going to be less hassle in trying to weld around that bit than weld around that and fight with those. I've got these to patch up yet, to fill those in with a bit of weld. Just get a bit of steel like that and use that as effectively like a filler rod. We'll do that the same on both sides, so that should work for us. That's not too bad. It's not, could have done a little bit better there, but a little bit of filler. It's going to be a satin black anyway, so it's just fairly forgiving. But yeah, let's just blank all that off anyway, so we can get a bit of paint on that. Slap some filler on there because my attempt to get a metal finish utterly failed, but that's what filler's for, so let's use it. Doesn't have to be super mega perfect, but it would be nice if it's half about. Let's see if we can get this looking half about. So we're looking at all there, a bit all down there. Not overly worried about this bit because it gets covered by the dash tops. I'm just using up the filler that I've mixed up because I have a pathological hate of waste. Super, that'll do us. Leave that set off now and bang on the next bit. Slap it on there. Lovely, right, that's starting to kick already, so give that enough time for it to set off. And I think one more sand over will get that done and we can start masking up and priming this, I reckon. Still a bit green, but we can knock the healthy bits off. Righto, so next, all I'm going to do is, with a soft pad and some 120 grit, that's 80 grit, soft pad and 120 grit, go over that just to take the worst of the hefty grit sandings out of it. Now some 600 grit. Right. I'm not going to panel wipe it because a panel wipe I found seeps into the filler and then plays havoc with your paint. So I just wipe it over with a rag and then blow it over just before I paint it. And I'm just going to do this with rattle cans. I've got some rattle can black and some primer. Again, in a rattle can, that'd be plenty for what we're doing for a dash top. Most of this is hidden anyway. And the good news is the floor survived the weldathon. So happy days. And I didn't set the thing on fire. Right, let's get on with masking this up and then get some paint on this dashboard. Red on there. I've been painting a Mazda as well while I've been at it. Watch your space. Right, so what I've got here is some satin black from the paint shop, not from Halford's, so this is decent stuff. And the same with the filler, primer filler, again from a proper paint shop, not Halford's special. Now I like the Halford's well through primer, but the rest of the paints are rubbish. I really should put a mask on. Right, so that's given that 10 minutes or so to flash off. And get this stuff on quickly before it sets off too much. Right, hopefully you can see that's come out all right. A couple of marks on there, which I'm not quite sure what they are, but I think it shows in later on when things are set off properly. But you see I've got the dash top in place now and quite happy with how that's come out. That's tidy enough, pleased with that. Once everything's all built up and bits and what have you on the have it all in place and the center console back in and all that, that'll look quite presentable, I think. So very happy with that. Okay, there we go, another job ticked off the list. So quite happy with that. Those couple of marks on the front of there, they look worse on camera than they actually are. So I see how I feel about those down the line. If it just needs another coat of paint over it, then that'll be easy enough to do later date. Next video will be putting sound deadening in the car. Now, one or two of you have mentioned that they've used the Dodo mat and quite pleased with it. So I've ordered some of that and that's now come in the post. So that'll be the next one challenge. I've also ordered and has come some wax injection kit to go through the cavities in the car as well. So we'll be doing that as well. So See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please thumbs up, please share, and all that goodness.